Without much ado, I want the press to be on standby as I call on Prince Malik Ado-Ibrahim with a rousing ovation as he comes to the stage to do a formal declaration of his membership.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Thank you very much for being here. This is an amazing day. I want to first thank my better half, my neck, and I thank you very much for being here. To my elder brother, who has a lot on his hands and took the time from Okene to come here. Thank you very much. Prince Nazir. I also have members of my extended family here. I'd like to introduce my brother, my friend, my uncle, my relative, Mr. Abubu. It's very difficult not to be emotional about doing something that is unusual. And in that unusual nature, I want to thank the chairman for just being who you are. And to the committee within YPP that received my inquiries, took the time to talk to me about what YPP was all about. Thank you for the trust. Thank you for the honor. I'm a businessman. I come from a family that has served Nigeria from its inception. I never thought I'd be in this position that I want to serve my country. I'll give you a little story as to why I'm here, and I hope that you'll understand why it's important for every one of us to not stay passive. See, democracy is one of these things where everything must work well in order for it to work. We have legislators doing the work, but the people must vote. 20 million people got us into the mess we're in today. And by God's grace, 60 million people will get us out of it. Now, my family is an unusual family, to say the least. My grandfather, the late Ado-Ibrahim, in 1938, took the bold step of going to England to see King George V. With him, he took 2 lion cubs. And on that journey, on a vessel to the UK, on his way to Hajj, he had stopped over to give these gifts to His Majesty. The interesting part about this was that when he got there and gave the gifts, those that were in the court of King George V came to then, as they were referred to as chiefs, the Igbira chief, as to what do you want? You brought great gifts for King George. What do you want? Do you want a car? He said, no, I'm the second owner of a Rolls Royce in Nigeria. I don't need a car. He said, do you want money? He said, no, I'm wealthy enough. He said, what do you want then? Everybody comes here for something. My grandfather said, on that journey from Nigeria here, as I turned this thing in my room, water came out. When I got to the hotel here, as I turned this thing, water came out. All I'm requesting from the king is that he tells me how that water gets where it is, because my people have to climb hills to collect water to come back. And I want that. He said, that's piped water, waterborne through pipes. He said, that's what I want. They took this message to King George V, and he signed it immediately and told that to be given to Lord Lugard. Okene has waterworks. It's the second structure built for water in the whole of West Africa. And yes. And that was selfishly done because he wanted to serve his people. He also did something very extraordinary in his time. He educated his children. And not just educating them in the system of the day, he took them outside the country to educate them, from Morocco to England, even as far as the US. And for that, Lord Lugard exiled him after King George V died. What's interesting about that education is that all of his children got a gift, a bell that cannot be unrung, something that cannot be untaught. And he developed a service conscience to his children. So much so that that history I'm going to tell you in very short form. Malik Atta, first High Commission to the UK, my father's brother, my grandfather's son. He lowered the British flag at independence, and he gave Queen Elizabeth the independence document of Nigeria. That was the first in service. Since then, we've had amazing Nigerians that bear the Atta name. They have served this country selflessly. It's not because we needed money, we were wealthy. But we saw what our grandfather had done, what their father had done, and he wanted to serve. They wanted to serve. 143 children he had, last count. And in educating them, he also allowed them to move around Nigeria as Nigerians. Marry who you want. So I've got family from the east, uncles, aunts, from the west, from the north, from overseas. That service has led to people like Abdulaziz Atta, one of the biggest palmsecs in Nigeria at the time, a super palmsec. Aliu Atta, former IG. Judith Atta, Minister of Women Affairs. Countless ambassadors. Abdullahi Atta, Judith Atta. My uncle Abdullahi Atta, excuse me, who is one of my other heroes, is Nigeria's first James Bond. He founded NIA. He was in East Germany when East Germany was not a place to be. He was in Cuba, and he flew Nigeria's flag proudly in dangerous conditions. Not because he wanted something, but he served Nigeria. We've had doctors. We've had politicians. We have done well for Nigeria. That baton has been passed on, not by intention, but by that need to serve again. These are not ordinary times in Nigeria. We are seeing mediocrity reign. We're seeing people lose interest in what is the greatest country on this continent. We have greatness within us, and we are just letting things happen. Things don't just happen. Things fall apart, as we know. We've read that. Things don't just happen. If you do not sow, you cannot reap. Do not expect that if you leave that void, excellence will shine. Mediocrity will rule. So, without further ado, I want to tell you why I'm here. I have a love for Nigeria. I lived outside this country for 47 years, studied, worked hard, and I came home. Not because I didn't have any other thing to do, but I had things to do here. And I learned, and I listened, and I got involved. I'm joining YPP because if I tried this, what I want to do in any other party in this country, I'll be shuffled to the bottom of the pile. Young Progressives Party. In most countries, I'm not young anymore. But in Nigeria, I'm a small boy. In Nigeria, a 77-year-old man can still be aspiring to be... Thank you. So we are stuck giving the mantle of leadership to people who do not completely understand what the bulk of this population needs. We don't want a president by name. That nomenclature I have as a CEO or president of my company. That's what they want. We demand leadership. The progressives is where I fit into this whole equation. I like to see the future. I like to dream big. And I want to take people along that journey with me. I'm a father of 3 women. I say women because they're grown, they're adults, they're in their 30s. I have a lovely son that's given me a grandson. And I don't want them to ask me, what did you do when things fell apart? I want to tell him I stood up, I got my PVC, I joined the party, I voted my conviction, and I did my part. And I'm telling every young person in Nigeria today that you cannot give up. These are ordinary times and they require extraordinary measures. Get involved. There's a party waiting for you called YPP. The establishment has failed us woefully. Nobody should be left behind. No woman, no child, no adult, no Christian, no Muslim, no northerner, no southerner, and nobody from the middle belt like myself. But it's important that we try to find a uniter in chief. Somebody who loves this country, who's not going to ask you, excuse me, where are you from? But he's going to ask you, what is the content of your heart? What do you bring to the table? I'm bringing a visionary form of leadership that I show in my companies, with my friends, with my loved ones. I don't want to dream small. Nigeria know they carry last, so why am I even looking at that? So I must dream big, and I want to carry people along to the future. I don't want you to look at Nigeria as this slow-moving train. YPP is a high-speed train, and we're going fast.
Absolutely.
And you need to come along on this train and see what the future looks like. I'm an aspirant. There will be other people who will come and also want to fight for this position. But they better bring their A game. Because Ado-Ibrahim know they carry last either. So I'm really proud that I've not let my ancestry down, that I've looked back in order to go forward, because if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. Nigeria needs visionaries. We need people with pedigree. We need people whose their names count. We've always thought that it's best to find somebody who has nothing, a son of nobody that becomes somebody. That's all we've ever had. We need people who are Nigerian all the way through, not Igbo or Hausa or Ibira. Nigerian first. And it's time we took that mantle. And if they won't give it to us, we're going to take it at YPP. We're going to show them. We're going to show them that Nigeria has a vision. We want to build things here for the world to come and see. We want to do things that people will be proud of. We want our passport to mean something. We want those that come before us to look and see, yes, the future is bright in the hands of intelligent Nigerians. We need a chance. We need an enabling environment. We need governance. We need leadership. I don't want somebody who's preparing for his grave to take me to that grave with him. So part of me joining here is hopefully an example to other Nigerians, to young Nigerians, to progressives. And progressives doesn't mean that you need to be old. You just need to have the acumen to know that there's a better tomorrow and we need to fight for it. We need to fight for it at the ballot box. We need to see visionaries leading. And we need to also have in prayer that those visionaries that we have are God-fearing and they fear the vote. Because we can vote them in and we can also vote them out. If they don't meet what we want, our aspirations, our wants for the future, we vote them out. So get your PVC, join the best party that will give you that ability. And I'm somewhat biased in saying that's only YPP, because you're going to have to follow some guys going to the grave in the other parties. So by the grace of God, we will emerge after 2023, hopefully with me as a leader, in an administration that will hopefully see the future, be gender inclusive, have empathy, have security in mind, build infrastructure, educate our people, and carry that green, white, green like it's the best thing we've ever seen. So without further ado, I just want to say thank you very much for all being here. I hope those at home will take this message to the heart. We're tired. We need something new. It's not about change. It's about change with purpose. You can't just say you're going to do things differently. Show me you can do them. Prove to me that you have the acumen, the love of nation. And the only way we can do that is by getting our PVCs, and I'll keep hammering on this everywhere I go. Get your card, know your candidate, and vote your mind. If they give you money, take the money, still vote. Because remember, when you take that money, when you take that Indomie, when you take that bag of rice, that's going to last you 4 years. And that won't last you a week, I'm telling you, if you're lucky. That's the bag of rice. So may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God bless you all. May our women see that they that bought 50% of what we are living in. Because we got to remember, 50% of this country is women, and they gave birth to the other 50%. And we must champion that cause. And for us men, our job is to cherish those women, to give them a safe environment to vote, because they're afraid of voting, because they get bullied. You're going to get injured, you're going to get raped, you're going to get this and that. No, you're going to get a better country if you vote. And by God's grace, we are going to lead that championing spirit for gender inclusivity in Nigeria. And we're going to bring back the best of what is Nigeria. And I pray to God we all see that day. Thank you very much.
We can do better, please. Thank you very much. Please, you can have your seats. As
Thank you all. YPP! Service to the people. YPP! Service to the people. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.